How are we doing today, Internet? I know it's been a hot second. It has been more than a hot second since we last had a good old game or a video of anything to speak of. I'm trying to get my volume here, editing on the fly, super professional. Yeah, great. How about this? Yeah, we'll just do that. And then we're going to rip the headset off because I'm just going to be upfront with you. You're going to want to get some popcorn or some snacks. Maybe a cold beverage, hot tea, bottle of wine, something. Because this is going to be a long video. First, I just want to explain the whole situation with the first round of playoffs. We played Garrett and the Kalamazoo Raichu. We lost 1-0 to him in the regular season. It was a really close game, and he ended up edging it out in the end. Fast forward to first week of playoffs, and well, we lost again, 1-0 again. Garrett brought a baton pass Diancie that got a rock polish off with +2 speed, and then hit a diamond storm for the +2 defense, and then baton passed it to Heracross, which had me fuming. I'm not gonna lie, I was really pissed. I did not think baton pass was legal to pass stats. It is, FYI. He cleared it with Noah and DJ and those guys, and we can't really be frustrated about that part of it, because in the end it actually was really close. The Heracross got 2 kills. I revenge killed it with Gyarados almost brought, or not Gyarados, Dragonite almost brought it back. Came down to a 1v1 between Alolan Sandslash Bumble against his Cincino. We lived a Rock Blast. We had him down to like 30%. Next kill wins, next hit wins, basically. And we died to the Bullet Seed on the very last hit. So we lost. It was a hell of a game. I was so pissed that I deleted the VOD. Just straight up closed that showdown. Didn't save the video. Garrett didn't save it either. So we had no recording, which means no video. So I would have loved to take you through the game because it was awesome. It was super fun. Garrett played really well. The Diancie set, as questionable as it was really well thought out. He prepped really well, and I can't be mad at that. So cooler heads prevailed this week. We did have some mistakes, as you'll see in the video, but we're playing Harry in the second round of losers. We played the Albanian Alakazams, and let's just get into Team Builder and talk about what we brought as we try and stay alive in playoffs and fight our way back. So this week, the team, starting off, Crocodile, Bindi is back, Earthquake, Knockoff, Close Combat, Stealth Rock with a Choice Scarf, trying to do some cheeky things where we lead with the Choice Scarf. Crocodile, we either get rocks up, get a fast hit off, maybe we catch him by surprise when he tries to set up rocks or do something, early on to where, we can keep initiative. Moxie's there to potentially sweep. Yeah, we've got the Jolly Nature to boost our speed. So, if he does not bring a Scarf Pokemon, we are faster than everything on his team. So, really happy about the Crocodile set this week. Stats are on the board. I'm not going to take too much time with the Team Builder because the game is long. So that's Crocodile. Really excited to have that back. We're also bringing back the Regenerator Core. I know we haven't really done things with it the last couple of games, but the dude is back. Slowbro, Scald, Shadow Ball, Thunder Wave, Slack Off, Leftovers, Regenerator, Bold Nature, the same stat line it's had the entire season. Shadow Ball's there because Ghost type hits his team super effective like 4 times out of the 10. And then Scald is just, good stab, Thunder Wave for status control, and then Sock Off for healing. Also, like I said, Regenerator Core is back, so Ting Tang is back again. Giga Drain, Knockoff, Sleep Powder, and Leech Seed. This is really to wall out. I actually take a Cinderace Pyro Ball from full health. It does not kill me. And then a Knockoff can knock off a Choice Scarf or something like that. Leech Seed and Sleep Powder are there to help deal with some of his walls. Giga Drain for healing. Leftovers, Lax Nature, because I don't really need special defense, because I'm not a specially defensive Pokemon anyway. So, and the 136 speed is relevant for a reason, but I don't remember what. So yeah, that's Tangrowth in a nutshell. I didn't want to take away from special attack or attack, so we took away from special defense. So that way Knockoff and Giga Drain can hit as hard as they need to. Then we get into returners from last week in the playoff game that you don't get to see. Again, rip video. But Dragonite's here with a Life Orb, Multi-Scale, Adamant, Extreme Speed, Dragon Claw, Earthquake, Dragon Dance. I can set up in front of a couple of different walls, and really Dragonite is here to help bust through the Blissey and the Licky Licky, the Mew potentially, and I really am excited about Dragonite. We also have Thor, Jolteon, our choice specs Jolteon. With my Timid Nature and 394 speed, I'm faster than everything on his team if they don't run Scarfs. So I should be able to Volt Switch and Shadow Ball and T-Bolt all over the place. And then we have Heal Bell, which is a cool tech that we decided to pull on there 2 games in a row now, and you'll see in the game that is actually clutch. So I don't want to spoil it too bad, but Heal Bell is actually a huge reason why we were able to win this game. Oh, shit. I'm so far into the team builder. Spoilers. Okay, Jackie Chan's the last Pokemon on the team we're bringing this week. Drain Punch, Knockoff, X-Scissor because of Mew and Shadow Sneak to help deal with like Mimikyu and things like that. Cofagrigus, I guess, when it's way down low if I'm not faster for some reason. We got the AV set to help with the special hits. This thing really walls Alakazam really nicely, walls Mew pretty nicely, and Justified in case I get hit by a Dark type move. So that's the team, and let's get into the game. So right off the bat, we see Cofagrigus, Blissey, Alakazam, Cinderace, Mimikyu, and Mew. So pretty scary team. He's got really big threats in Cinderace and Alakazam. Mimikyu, it can be a number of different sets. All are scary. The Disguise is a really good ability. Blissey is going to be a problem to stall out my team. I only have 2 real physical attackers. The Gallade kind of 1v1s it, but I need things like Power Up Punch to really finish that off, so I don't want to really get into that 1v1. And then, like I said, the Mew can be almost anything, so we really got to play careful. He's got some threats. Harry's played really, really well lately. We don't want to take anything for granted. So I'm gonna just turn the music off here, and then we'll hit play. I'm gonna slow this down. So, like I said, we lead Crocodile. We have the Scarf. We want to do something fun. We actually just knock off because Cofagrigus, it takes a ton of damage from a knockoff. It has the Choppleberry, though, or the Colberberry, sorry. So the damage gets reduced. And we only do 30%, which is a bummer. And we also lose our Moxie ability. He Will-O-Wisps and miss, which is great. So we get one more really good hit in, and then we're burned. Now, if you remember, we have Heal Bell on Jolteon for this exact reason. You know, to keep Dragonite and Crocodile, if they get burned, he's got a lot of things that learn Will-O-Wisp or Toxic. So I wanted to make sure that even if Bindi got burned, we could Heal Bell it off and she can still sweep later on. So I'm thinking, okay, I'm just going to swap out to one of my checks. And I picked Slowbro just to see. I do have Shadow Ball on Slowbro, so I can still do quite a bit of damage to the Cofagrigus. And I want something that can take like a physical hit if he has, you know, like Body Press or something like that. He just goes for Protect, and then he swaps out to Blissey, which he read the Shadow Ball, which, you know, bravo to him. Also, Blissey takes like no damage from a Scald or any other type of attack that I would use. In hindsight, doing something like a Psy Shock might have been cool to hit Blissey on the physical side instead of the special side. Maybe that would have helped this particular matchup. But we use Shadow Ball. He reads it. Great play. And I really don't want to stay in. So I go to Gallade, who is kind of my dedicated check. And he teleports out, which is great. The Psychic from the Mew does almost nothing, and we get a good knockoff off right away, and he goes for Calm Mind, which is terrifying. So this is a setup Mew, and it's got Psychic, so great stab move, and then I have no idea what else it has. Luckily though, X-Scissor does like 38 damage on a max roll, 32 on kind of like a min roll. So actually I'm not really too afraid of the Mew, and now Gallade is like a great check to the Mew. I kind of knew he was going to soft boil and heal up, so I'm thinking, okay, I really want to get a physical hitter in here, and try and, you know, either set up in this Mew's face with the Dragonite or, you know, really threaten it out. So he actually switches to Mimikyu, and I read that switch because I know he doesn't want to stay in, and I go for Dragon Dance. And next is either the biggest misplay of the entire game, or it's kind of like, you know, he could maybe read something, and like I thought maybe he would switch out. But I go for Dragon Claw here, and Fairy type's immune, and I don't know if I just totally forgot that or what was going through my head. So, huge misplay on my part, because he gets a Will-O-Wisp off and gets a burn on me. So, now I have a Sweeper that's burned. He's still got Disguise up. But Earthquake is going to still be able to break the sub, or break the Disguise, because I don't want him to sub up. And the Play Rough connects and does huge damage. And, you know, I don't have a multi-scale because I'm burned, which is really unfortunate. And I lose a little bit of my health from the Life Orb and things like that. So I'm down to 5%, and he just Shadow Sneaks me. I just really, like, huge misplay with the Dragonite. Just absolutely terrible play. And now we're down 6-5 early, and it's not looking good. I swap into Jolteon because it's fast, and I can click something like Shadow Ball on his Mimikyu and just blow it up, basically. But I read the switch because he swapped in Blissey before to take a Shadow Ball. Blissey's also a really good check to Jolteon because it's a physical or a special defensive monster. So I read that switch, and I go for Heal Bell, actually. And this way the Crocodile doesn't have the burn anymore. So we're in good shape there. Then I go back out into my check for Blissey, or, you know, kind of like my halfway check for Blissey, depends on how rolls go. And he's using some you know, stally kind of moves. You know, he's setting up Toxic and Protect and things with the Blissey, and then swaps out because he doesn't want to get his items knocked off. So he goes into Cofagrigus, which takes really good damage, actually, and I get protected again. Harry brought really good Stally Mons this week, and he gets a double protect, which is so frustrating because then Jackie Chan goes down. So now we are down 4-6, and I'm thinking, well, shoot, I'm falling into a hole. He's playing really well, but I noticed that Earthquake hits his entire team extremely hard, and for Bindi to get 10% kill, like, that's a chip shot. That's like a 2-inch putt for Crocodile to get a kill and start Moxie sweeping. So we get the boost. He goes into Alakazam, and I live the Energy Ball. It did 90%, and I live. Now, if you remember from the Team Builder, and I'm even going to go back to it, Special defense of 177. There is 4 points invested into special D. I don't know if that made a difference or not, but I'm going to choose to believe it did. So we live the energy ball, and Alakazam is so frail. I'm at +1. So we get another Moxie boost. Now we're +2, and if nothing on his team is scarfed, it's over. Like, it's just over. But then he sends out the Mimikyu, and it's got Shadow Sneak. And I read that, or I played it safe because to this point it hadn't used. Oh yeah, it used Shadow Sneak to kill something before. I think I don't remember. I knew Shadow Sneak was a possibility. I would die from it. It did 14% max damage and like 11 min damage. So like Crocodile's hanging out at like 3.9% HP. So I'm dead to a sneeze, and priority makes me sad. So Crocodile can't sweep just yet. So we have to switch out. Ting Tang takes that Shadow Sneak beautifully, and now he switches out into Blissey, and we get a free knockoff, and we get the leftovers knocked off, which is great. We miss the Sleep Powder, and he teleports, so he's got initiative. The Cinderace comes out. I'm going to swap into Slowbro, who I know can take even the U-turn, the Libero U-turn. And we get into a state where Mew tries to set up again. A Shadow Ball, it does a little bit, not enough, and he's going to win this overall. He soft boils. I paralyze, or I try to go for the para, and the Thunder Wave misses. He goes to +2, and we get the paralyze. So huge move there, and now he switches out. So that's really great. The Mimikyu comes back in. I get a Jolteon. There's going to be a lot of switching going on, trying to get initiative, trying to get the upper hand. We get a paralyze on the Blissey. The Thunderbolt's doing a okay amount of damage, but not enough. And I'm just like, okay, I'll play this game. We'll see how long we can do this. And eventually I just say, okay, I can't win this. We need to switch into something that can either, status the Blissey or get some help with the damage department. So we go into Tangrowth. We get Toxic, which is unfortunate, but we still have Heal Bell, so we're fine. And there's a lot of switching and a lot of priority and a lot of pivoting happening. We take a U-turn really well against the Cinderace, and the Blissey comes back out, and like Blissey versus Tangrowth happens so many times. A little bit of a scare there with the toxic damage, but we can swap out, get Regenerator health back. Thor has Heal Bell, which was clutch. Gets the para taken care of, gets the poison taken care of. I get poisoned myself, not a huge deal. And now we're just continually swapping in and trying to fight each other for position. The Libero U-turn is doing 40% on both of my Pokemon. Cinderace is scary though. If it gets in and Pyro Balls against my Tangrowth, I can live at full health, but not at a lower state like this. So Blissey has nature, or the ability to cure her statuses with Nature Cure when it swaps out. So the burn doesn't really matter. We get a big Volt Switch off though, which is great. And get to go into our counter to the Cinderace, the Slowbro. He can't stay in, so the U-turn happens. It's just a lot of back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And you see we're at turn 44 right now. And I did not update my kill sheet. Apologies for that. It's 4-4 right now. Crocodile has 2 kills. And I should... Well, I'll grab it later. A lot of things happening here. Shadow Ball, big time on the Mew, which is great. We get the special D drop. We live a Psychic. It's defensive. It needs the setup help to actually be able to sweep. We get to a state. I'm going to go to the last turn here. We get to a state where I am able to get Crocodile in on the Mew. And faster, Mimikyu still has Shadow Sneak. I can kill the Mew with any move right now, no problem. But I know he's going to swap. The Blissey comes out, and I am scared that Crocodile's going to take 4%. I can't kill the Blissey there, which is unfortunate. It was at 74%. A close combat from Crocodile would do 72 on a max roll. So we would need a crit to actually break the Blissey down. And that would have saved us. Just keep watching. I mean, there's not a lot to say here because it's a lot of just like, okay, Leech Seed or Thunder Wave or Sleep Powder, trying to get initiative. There's a lot of switching happening on his side, healing, Nature Cure. I mean, it's really, really hard to break his walls down. And the Blissey has Toxic, so it's going to eventually wear things down if I'm not careful. But we do still have Jolteon in the back with Heal Bell to help elongate our side. I mean, there's not a lot to talk about here. The Heal Bell was really, really clutch on Jolteon. And I do sack it off because the Heal Bell, I think, was more important. We were able to get a kill with Crocodile again, which was great. So now Crocodile has 3 kills, but we have to switch out again because Mimikyu has Shadow Sneak. And it's actually 3-3 now because Jolteon died. Doing its job, though, really, really well. It hit hard. That's what its job was. It's got specs. Come in, blow stuff up with Thunderbolt, Voltage, Shadow Ball, and then be able to be a pseudo-cleric, if you will. So the Jolteon set was really, really clutch this week. Yeah, I take 6% from the Shadow Sneak, and it's still, again, switching. We get a crit that doesn't matter at all. It's turn 60 coming up here, and it's 3-3. I still have to find a way to get Crocodile in on a dead Mimikyu. Or, get Mimikyu out of the game, and then Crocodile cleans up really, really easily. But to get that state, we have to break down this Blissey, and I just don't have the offensive firepower in Slowbro and Tangrowth to do that. And it's a guaranteed swap every single time for the Mimikyu to come in. And I never get ahead enough to where Crocodile is in, won't take damage, and can fire off a move. So it's just really, really tough to be able to get any advantage. We're chipping away at the Mimikyu. We finally knock off the Rocky Helmet, which it's had for forever. The knockoff didn't really do a whole lot, so it's defensive. Play Rough doesn't do a whole lot, but Shadow Sneak is still enough to kill me. So I have to be careful of that. I have to play around that and come up with some way to win. And I'm kind of racking my brain at this point, thinking, how in the world am I going to win this? Because my physical walls don't have the offensive firepower to take down Blissey. And he's just got so much initiative, U-turn, teleport, all of it. And it's just really, really tough here. He's one step ahead of me. He's playing super, super well, and it's looking really bleak for me. And not a lot happens for like 40 turns. We're at turn 73, FYI. So here, again, Cinderace goes for the U-turn. We take that super, super well. The Giga Drain does like 0 damage. I mean, Blissey is so freaking fat, it's not even fair. And he's wearing me down with the toxic damage, and I have to be really careful because Jolteon is gone now, so I don't have the Heal Bell. We finally get into a place where Crocodile is in for free. Soft-boiled, I took a chance. And now I'm thinking to myself, okay, Mimikyu's coming in. I can go for it, but I die to a Shadow Sneak if I don't kill it. And at this point, he's got 59% HP, and I know it's a little defensive because it had the Rocky Helmet, and the damage output is not, where an offensive Mimikyu was. So I'm just really like weighing my options on turn 77. I can either get a big hit off, or I can get Stealth Rocks up to help chip away at the Mimikyu and the Cinderace as they swap in. And eventually we get to a point where like Blissey could be the last thing alive because Slowbro and Tangrowth beat Cinderace and beat Mimikyu. I can't beat the Blissey. But if you see here, well, you can't see it on screen, but maybe if I go up a little, no, I can't. So Blissey, at this point, we know all of its moves. It has Teleport, Toxic, Protect, and Soft Boiled. No offensive attack at all. No Seismic Toss. So its only way to win is to Toxic Stall me down. So it has to play this switch, this swap game and this switch game to be able to get a win. So I go for Stealth Rock to help with Cinderace and Mimikyu. And we get Toxic, and I go down. Now, there's a funny world where if that Toxic misses, Krookodile gets a big hit off, and who knows what happens then. But the Tangrowth comes in, and it's down to, it is 3-2 here. And now, for the next 30 turns, quite literally, we keep this swap game going. And here's a big moment. Harry missed the Pyro Ball, and I'm able to get a kill and even the game up 2-2. Unfortunate for him, because I think if he hits that Pyro Ball, it's game over. Like, no questions asked. Because I need to be able to regenerate or stall out the rest of this game. And I think he knows that too. And so he goes into Mimikyu hoping that Shadow Claw will, do enough damage to break Slowbro down. But we're defensively built. We're built to take this thing on. The crit doesn't matter in the long run because I have Slack Off and I can heal up. I still have my leftovers. So we're sitting pretty, and now it gets into an end game state where for a little while I thought I was going to lose. I thought there was no way that I could win. Because the Toxic Stall comes down, he has Protect, he has Soft Boiled, and I'm going to just die. But the two Mons that I have left, have Regenerator. The whole reason we drafted this team, the whole thought process from week one when we drafted, was to get a Regenerator core that could be a defensive pivot and just outlast our opponents. And that's what happens. We get into a state where Blissey can't switch out, so the Leech Seed and the Burn stay for chip damage. And I've got enough attacks to where I'm not going to struggle at any point. And I can switch between Slowbro and Tangrowth to reset the toxic damage and heal up as I go. So it's turn 94 right now. We're almost there. And it's just really just a slugfest at the end where Blissey is trying to hold on as long as he can. At this point the game is over, but I give credit to Harry for playing it out, because if I make a mistake, he still has a chance to win because of how bulky and how resilient this Blissey set is. But it doesn't have Seismic Toss, so it can't do more damage, and the toxic damage can't stack up enough to where I'm threatening to be knocked out here. And the Leech Seed was really, really clutch too to help with the passive recovery. So we're up to turn 100. This game took so long. It's the longest game of the season so far, but we're almost there. We're stalling things out. Blissey is at this point has 2 soft boileds left, so it's just a matter of time now, because it won't be able to get the healing, and I'll eventually wear it down with the burn and the Leech Seed and the knockoff and Scald. So we get there eventually. This was a crazy game. Misplays on my side for sure. And yeah, it was just it was fun to have a game like this go down to the wire, to where anybody could win. And I'm just really thankful that we were able to keep the defensive core alive, and that's what did it. So If anything, we get validated in the fact that our draft plan at the beginning of the season gets to shine in this game. And we play the winner of Noah and Sean, and they play tomorrow night. So it's just a crazy, crazy game. We get a 2-0 victory over Harry, who played really, really well, prepped really, really well. He's grown so much as a player. And when he actually has time to put into a team prep throughout the week, it's such a different experience. He's so good. When we played him in the regular season, we had like a blowout victory, and it wasn't close. And this game was the exact opposite. And I think that's just a testament to how good he's playing and how far he came. And I'm excited to see what he does in season 2. So that's kind of our game this week. Half-hour video for a game that went 107 turns. A lot less in-depth analysis for me this time around. But, I mean, you saw there was like 60 turns of just switching and trying to pivot and trying to get an upper hand, which was dangerous. And Harry played really, really well. So props to him. Great game. Absolutely fantastically well played. And, we play the winner of Noah and Sean in the losers finals, I think. Let's pull up the old playoff bracket here, and we can see where we're at. So apologies for editing on the fly, but if we do this, I go to gameplay and we do, here we go. I'll try and get this a little more situated for you here. Oh, that's not gonna fly. Okay, hold on. Maybe I need to go full screen. Oh gosh. Why aren't you working? Oh no. Okay. Well, you can kind of see. So, like I said, Hyrule beat Noah 3-0 in the first round. I lost to Garrett 1-0. Garrett and DJ play in the semifinal game here, which will be super hyped to watch. And then in the losers bracket, I've played Harry, got the 2-0 victory today. Noah and Sean play tomorrow to see who gets into losers round 3. So losers semis will be me versus the winner of this game, and then whoever wins that game, whoever wins my next game, will play the loser of DJ and Garrett to try and get back into the finals. So quite a ways to go yet before we are before we're done. And I'm just really thankful for the support this year. The draft for season 2 is going on right now, and I think we have a really cool team coming up. I'm not going to spoil it too much because I will do like a full draft breakdown for season 2, so watch out for that. And then we'll play our next game on Sunday night against Noah or Sean, which will be super fun to have a rematch against those guys. So thanks for watching. Appreciate all the support, and go Flygons.